Okay, so we're going to be reviewing some customary measurement. It's mixed review, meaning it's length, volume, or weight. I've got my BFF, my reference sheet here. So we're going to go ahead and get started, just practicing some problems and reminding you some strategies of what you could do if you get stuck. So we're converting 4 gallons to however many quarts. So if I go to my reference sheet, it tells me that 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So that means I have 4 times as many gallons as I did. So that means I'm going to have 4 times as many quarts. So that means 4 times 4 is 16. I could draw myself a quick picture of 4 gallons, and each of those is 4 quarts. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16. Sliding on down to number 2. Number 2 is asking me how many 2 pounds is how many ounces. And I would need to know the relationship or the conversion rate. And 1 pound is 16 ounces. So if I've got 2 pounds, that's double as many ounces. So 16 doubled would be 32. If I needed to draw myself 2 groups and put 16 in each, I could do that. And then 16 and 16 would still be 32. Okay, now it's asking me how many inches is in 6 feet. Again, I'd go to my reference sheet, and on my reference sheet it says 1 foot equals 12 inches. But this side has inches and this side has feet, so I'm going to make sure that I write my 1 foot on the side with my inches, or the foot with the foot, and then I put my 12 inches over here, because if I have feet, I'm going to have a lot more inches because the inches are smaller. So for every foot, I have 12 times as many inches. So 6 feet times 12 gives me 72. If you didn't know that, I could do 6 times 10 is 60, 6 times 2 is 12, and I put those amounts together, and then I have 2 plus 0 is 2, and 1 plus 6 is 7. If I needed to draw myself those 6 boxes for each of those feet to help me imagine exactly what I'm doing, I could. That's only 5. And then if those are my 6 feet, each of those are 12 inches. It's like making equal groups. In equal groups, I can use multiplication here. Okay, going to number 7. I said 3, so it had 3 times, so I said 3. So I've got 3 tons is how many pounds? So I'd have to go look. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. That LB stands for pounds. If 1 ton is 2,000, 2 would be 4, so 3 would be 6,000 pounds. Okay, number 9 is asking us to convert between yards and feet. And if I go to my reference sheet, 1 yard is 3 feet. So I'm going to make sure I don't put 1 yard equals 3 feet. I want to put my 1 yard on the side of my 7 yards and my 3 feet on the side of the feet I don't know. So going from yards to feet, I have to multiply by 3. So 7 times 3 would be 21. If I slide down to my comparing section, it's giving me different units on both sides, and I can find a relationship that I could use to help me compare. So I've got gallons and quarts, and so I'm always going to look for the one that's larger, in the sense that if I'm looking at gallons and quarts, a gallon is larger than a quart. And why I want to do that is because when I exchange a larger unit for a smaller unit, I can always multiply. Meaning if I'm exchanging my 9 gallons for quarts, I can just take my 9 gallons and multiply it by whatever the conversion rate is. And so I know, according to my reference sheet right here, 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So if 1 is 4, I would have to do 9 times 4 to get 36. So then I can compare my 36 quarts to my 30 quarts. 36 quarts is greater than 30 quarts. All right, going to number 13, I'm comparing cups and pints, and I'd have to ask myself what's larger, a cup or a pint. Pints are larger than cups, so I'm going to convert my pints into cups. Going to my reference sheet, 1 pint is 2 cups, so then I can just take my 10 pints times 2 to get 20 cups. And so I've got 20 cups on this side and 20 cups on this side, so they are actually equal. Number 15, I have 5 tons compared to 5,000 pounds. If I've got tons and pounds, tons are larger, so I'm going to convert my tons into pounds. And from the problem before up here, I know that 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, so 5 tons times 2,000 would be 10,000. So I've got 10,000 pounds compared to 5,000 pounds, which means that my 5 tons is greater. Okay, sliding on down to the last section. Last section is going to just be a little bit different because you have 2 measurements and it's asking for just in one. So it says 6 feet, 4 inches. How many inches is that? That doesn't mean just put 4 inches there. That means you have to take your 6 feet, turn it into inches, then add it to your 4 inches. And if I'm working smarter, not harder, I already know from up here that 6 feet is 72 inches. So my 6 feet is 72 inches. And then I have 72 inches plus 4 more inches is a total of 76 inches. Okay, sliding on down, I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of feet and inches, now I have tons and pounds, and I want it just in pounds. So that means I would have to think my 4 tons is how many pounds? Well, every ton is 2,000, so 2,000 times 4 is 8,000. And I can add my 8,000 with my 368. So that would be 8,368 pounds. Number 19 is asking me to convert just to cups. So I would have to think to myself, 3 gallons is how many cups? So I can add it to the 2 cups. Okay, this is going to take me a moment, so I'm going to star this one and come back to it because I want to do it on the back where I have lots of space. I'm going to slide to I'll go ahead and do number 19 on the back because it's kind of switching things up when I get to 20, 21, and 22. So if I go to the back, I got 3 gallons, 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 gallons. And if I look at my conversion rate on the back, it does not tell me the rate between cups and gallons. What it does tell me is that a gallon is 4 quarts. Okay, and I realized that I should have been doing the odd numbers here, so I'm going to end up probably just doing all of them at the bottom, which is fine. It'll just be more of a teaching segment there. I've got 4 quarts, and I'm trying to get to cups. So then I'd have to think, okay, quarts, I can change my quarts into pints. So it'll get a little confusing. So every quart is 2 pints. So this is 2 pints, this is 2 pints, this is 2 pints, this is 2 pints, 2 pints. Probably should have done this a little bit differently. It's going to get a little confusing. Okay, so right now I'm going to be really mad at myself for not doing it the other way. And then every pint is 2 cups. So this is 2 cups, this is 2 cups. That's why I'm like, oh, I should have done this differently. You know what? I'm going to just scrap it. Start over. Math is messy sometimes. I'm going to just think about 1 gallon rather than trying to do all 3 at the same time. Now I'm going to do it inside. So I got 4 quarts. There's my 2 pints. And then each of those pints is 2 cups, 2 cups. So 1 gallon, I don't know why I was trying to do all 3 of them at the same time. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. And if I count my pints, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 pints. And my cups, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cups. Okay, so if I know 1 gallon is 16 cups, 2 gallons, that would be double that, which would be 32 cups. And if I want 3 gallons, I'd have to add another 16, which would be 48 cups. Don't make the mistake of trying to double it again, because if you doubled it again, you would have 64, and that would actually be 4 gallons. So that's 48 cups. So 48 cups and 2 more cups would be 50 cups. Alright, and the reason why I said these are going to be a little bit different down here, because it's the opposite of what we were just doing. We were taking 6 feet 4 inches, 2 things, and rewriting it as 1. And now we're taking 1, and we want to try and break out and figure out how many yards we get and how many feet we get. So it takes 3 yards to make a foot. So if I've got 17, that means I can take 1, 2, 3, make a foot. 4, 5, 6, make a foot. 7, 8, 9, excuse me, make a yard, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you can see I can't make them all into feet. That would have to be a multiple of 3. So that means I can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, and I would have 2 feet. Okay? And then I would have to do the same thing here, but since this is such a large number, I'm not going to count them all individually. I'm going to count by however many I need to make the next unit. So here we're actually dividing. We're taking something smaller like feet and combining them into groups to make a larger unit, such as the yards. So if I need to make a ton, I need 2,000 pounds to make a ton, okay? And then 2,000 more would make another ton. So now I've got 2,000 and 2,000, that's 4,000, so that'd be 2 tons. I can't do it again because I would have to have at least 6,000, because 2, 4, 6, I can't. So I can only make 2 tons. And if I take away 4,075 and I minus 4,000, some of you could maybe do that in your head, that means I only have 75 more pounds there. So 4,075 pounds is the same thing as 2 tons and 75 pounds. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. Cups, we're going to exchange them for quarts. And so I know 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. And 2 pints, 1 pint is 2 cups. So 2 pints is 4 cups. So it takes 4 cups to make a quart. Sorry, I miswrite. I hate cups and quarts and pints, and so I always have to stop and slow down and think. Okay, so that means if I can take 4 cups to make a quart, then I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Really, I'm just dividing by 4. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I already knew my answer once I realized, oh, I'm just taking 4, making a group, taking 4, making a group. So these are my 31 cups, and every 4 cups I make a quart. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 whole quarts and 3 cups. So that one's just a little bit different. You won't get really to practice that on your own because I forgot to do just the odd numbers. I ended up doing the odd and even. Remember that sometimes I make mistakes. I was realizing that my strategy was not going to be very beneficial here, so I stopped and I started over. Know that you can do that sometimes if you're working on something and you realize this isn't working how I want it to, just stop and start over. And then I'm going to remember just to do number 23, so then that way you only do 24. So it says a table has a length of 5 feet. So 5 feet. It says what is the table's length in inches? Now I'm trying to go inches. So 5 feet equals blank inches. Well, every foot is 12, so 5 times 12 is 60. Okay, so Miss Wright's going to post either this picture or these problems that I skipped, and you're going to work on the even numbers. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 problems. I might throw in an extra one, woohoo, throw in an extra one to make it 10. So thanks for watching.